Three, two, one. Yo, what's poppin'? It's your boy Ace Torn.
Yes, sir. You know what time it is. I'm the voice of the South. Q Smitty with Polar Jocks, giving you that cool rush. Tonight, we have a very special guest in the building.
Hello.
Do you believe in love? Do you believe in black love? We've been talking about that a lot lately on the show, and you've been seeing it trending on social media lately as far as self-love and relationships and just the alleged war between black men and black women when it comes to love and happiness. You know, have black women sold their love selves over for careers and going to Publix, getting some wine, hanging out with your girls at night, you know what I'm saying? Going to brunch, but you feel empty, you know what I'm saying? So we need to talk about all of that, and we have the perfect lady on here to talk about that. Easy relationships only. Give it up for Nia Love, y'all.
Let's go, man. Let's
Hello,
go.
hello. I'm so happy to be here. Thank
sure.
you for having me.
Glad to have you. Glad to have you. So I heard you the Love Jones, Miss Love Jones, queen in the city.
I guess
You
you
know
can
what I'm
call me that. Something
Okay.
like that.
So what drives you so much to actually get engulfed with relationships?
Yo, what's happening? It's your boy Ace Torn, one half of Polar Jocks. This segment is brought to you by Refresh Clothing. Yep, that's right, man. The #1 clothing store in the city. Now, you looking to get fresh. You trying to get clean. You going to a special type of event. This is a spot you need to come to. Refresh Clothing is real unique. You want to know why it's so unique? Because once you buy an outfit, once you get a fit, you will not see it on 1,000 more people. You the only one that's gonna have that fit, all right? Because when they restock, they don't restock the same type of outfits. It's a different style, it's a different look. That's why you need to pull up on Refresh Clothing. And I'm talking about deals on top of deals, crazy deals. You know the World's Games is coming in June. You're gonna wanna look good. This is a spot you need to come to, man. Refresh Clothing. We'll see you soon. Brought to you by Polar Jocks. Now back to the show.
Relationships has always held like a special place in my heart. I am a lover girl all the way, all the time, but I've had such terrible relationships in my life
Gotcha.
that I had to reflect and go inner within myself. So when I talk relationships, it's not just about relationships with other people, but it's also the relationship that you have with yourself.
Gotcha.
So that's where my heart is for real, because relationships is what people really want, right? But nobody knows how to navigate it, like he was talking about.
Gotcha. What you think that would take people to want to be interested in navigating relationships, good relationships?
Well, I mean, naturally we want to be in communion, do we not? Like we
Right.
all want that happy, healthy relationship that we see on Instagram. We want
Right.
those relationship goals naturally because as humans we want to be in community. However, we've all had this string of bad, terrible, toxic relationships that make us want to give up
Right.
on relationships. So it's not that people don't want them anymore. Is that they have
Gave up
been-
on them.
Yeah, they've been led to believe that they just don't exist.
Well, question, okay, with that though, like, because social media definitely creates this euphoria, this utopia that a lot of people want to have in real life. Why do you feel like, as a community, we don't really necessarily like to break that chain as far as looking at social media saying, okay, well, we can have that relationship, but we don't want to work to get it?
I think that people don't really understand what it takes to be in a happy, healthy relationship in the first place. Because, I mean, just like with our social media account, like you could go look at my social media and be like, oh, well, they look so happy, they look so healthy, but they don't really look at the behind scenes of what goes into a relationship. So people might think or might see these relationship goals and think, oh, well, maybe that's just not for me. Maybe I can't get it. Maybe it's just men just suck out here. Maybe I just can't find the right one. People like to personalize their relationship problems when really it's something deeper than what you really think it is. It has to do with something internally that we're not addressing, but we are so quick to blame outside factors.
What do you think is missing in today's love generation?
Love of self. We are in a self-love epidemic. It's like nobody knows how to love themselves anymore. And social media does not make it any easier.
At all.
Because, I mean, we are quick to play the comparison game. As soon as we get on social media, everybody got this. Everybody's showing their highlight reels of their life. Everybody got it all together, it seems like. So then we look at ourselves and look at the bad parts of our lives, and we're like, well, dang, like, maybe I'm just not fit for this. Maybe I'm just not supposed to be in a happy, healthy relationship. But one thing that I always push and always stress is that you can have whatever you want out of this life. You can be whoever you want to be in this life.
Facts.
But we're convinced through experiences and through society that we're supposed to be a certain way, or that we were created a certain way, that we just kind of turn away from who we really are. And that's the problem.
Can you love someone if you have self-love?
Yes, you can't love someone without it, though. I always say that if I did not love myself, then I never loved you. So honestly, everyone in the past, before my current relationship, everyone before that, I couldn't have possibly been in love with you because I did not love myself. Therefore, how am I supposed to know whether that was true love or if I was simply attached to you?
Y'all, it's the voice of the South Q Smitty. As you can see, I got a brand new glow. Ladies, if you are looking for a new glow for the spring and the hot girl summer, then I got your plug right here.
Hey, I'm Tanisha, licensed esthetician and founder of New Glow Aesthetics, located in Oxford, Alabama. If you are suffering from acne, hyperpigmentation, or you just need a little pick-me-up, I'm the girl for you.
That's right, so go ahead and hit up New Glow Aesthetics right now. Now back to the show.
Now, loving yourself, dude, that got a lot to do with insecurities.
Of course.
Gotcha.
Of course. So I want to break this down. If y'all did not know, I am a relationships and self-love life coach.
Yep. Yeah, let
Life
everybody
coach,
know the
public
details
speaker.
of what you do, you know what I'm saying? That way they can get
Yeah.
an idea of, what's going on with you.
Yes, that is what I do. I am a life coach, and specifically in the areas of relationships and self-love, because I feel like everything kind of revolves around that. So I just had a meeting with a client recently, and something that I do with all of my clients is I tell them that everything that you believe about yourself is linked to something that has happened in your human experience. Whether someone told you something when you were 6 years old, and for some reason your brain latched onto that, and now you believe that about yourself.
Right.
The example that I like to use is with my mother. She always said that I was over emotional or over dramatic, right? Because she didn't really understand emotions. So as I got older, that programming stayed in my head, and then I no longer had trust in myself. So I could no longer make informed decisions because I would always write off my emotions because I just labeled it as I'm being over dramatic or over emotional. So of course, self-love definitely relates to those insecurities that you have within yourself, because somebody convinced you on down the road that this is something to be insecure about.
Right.
Okay,
100%.
I get what you're saying. So with that being said, like being insecure and like building self-love, where does one start to have self-love? Like, I know if you don't have it, you don't know where to start. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So like, what do you do?
So first of all, book a session with me. But
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. That was a smooth
Throw it in there,
transition. Book a session with her, y'all. Need your love.
Please do. The first session is free. I book a free consultation, and then we can set it up from there. But what I teach my clients is shadow work. So shadow work is, like I just said, all of your insecurities, all of your doubts, all of your beliefs, all of your anxieties, your fears, they are all linked to something that happened in your past. So what I do is that I give them prompts and activities that are going to help them take a deep dive into their past and figure out exactly where that problem is stemming from in the first place. So one thing that I do, I guess I can give y'all a little bit of an insight,
Let's do it.
but I have them track their thoughts for like a week. So your thoughts are going to tell you everything that you need to know about yourself, because your thoughts become your beliefs and your beliefs become your reality, right? So I have them track their thoughts for a week, and I tell them to identify their most frequent negative thoughts. So if your most frequent negative thought is, oh, I hate my hair. My hair is just so disgusting. It's so nappy. I just never want to do right. If that's your most frequent thought, okay, let's take that and let's do what I call a why funnel. So we are going to keep asking ourselves, why do you feel that way? Where did that come from? Who did that come from? Who said that to you in your past? And from there, we can figure out who did it, and then we can forgive them and forgive ourselves. And in doing so, you will free yourself from that negative programming, and then we can start to rewrite it.
Okay, now here's the thing though with that. Okay, with rewriting now, when you rewrite, let's say you're in a relationship with someone and you start to do this rewriting, you figure out the why, you figure everything out. That may be tied to the person that you're in love with right now. So do you feel like it may be necessary? Like sometimes you may have to, you know what I'm saying, go through a breakup, or after you rewire yourself, you know, and figure out what it is and, you know, how it is.
I am the breakup queen.
No, don't tell me.
I will tell you
You
to
do the
break
breaking up?
No.
Oh,
What
okay.
I'm saying is
I
that
was gonna say, damn, you cold.
no, of course.
I'm just messing.
Once I figured out who I was, once I got my self-love in check, oh yeah, no, if you messed up, or if I found out that you weren't in alignment with me, you were gone within
Yeah.
like a week. Like hands down.
So how do you do it then?
What do you mean, how do I do
when you
it?
break away
Black
from
Widow.
I mean, I'm honest. So when I'm dating, I'm always communicating with you throughout. From the day that we meet, I am always transparent with you about what I want, who I am, what I'm looking for.
Yeah.
And if you show signs of not aligning with that, which normally they show signs within a week, then why am I still here? But
Good question.
of course, break up with that person. Of course. Why in the world would you stay in a situation that's no longer fueling you?
Right.
And that's why, I mean, now we're engaged. Shout out to us. We got engaged 2 weeks ago.
Okay.
Congratulations on your
Wow.
engagement.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
But that's why I always say, before you're looking to get engaged with somebody or getting married to somebody, you have to ask yourself those deep questions. You have to do that deep internal digging, because once you really figure out who you are underneath all of that trauma, you'll recognize that a lot of the relationships that you've been building are due to that trauma. That's why I don't have a lot of the same friends that I used to. That's why I don't talk to a lot of the same people that I used to, because I made those friendships and those relationships out of trauma. Hurt people attract more hurt people.
Hurt people. Yeah. Hurt
Wow.
people hurt people.
Yep.
And that's how we create this community that we live in right now, y'all. So do you feel like black love is dead? That's the main topic for tonight, because, you know, we're talking about rebuilding and healing yourself and stuff, but black men and women, let's talk about this. Where did the breakage come from? Because we went from being together through slavery, civil rights, all of this other stuff in between, and now all of a sudden, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's like we don't love each other anymore. So where did that come from?
You said it with the civil rights. The civil rights is the last moment that you see a connection between black men and women. And that's because what the white folks did is that they saw the connection between the black woman and the black man, which is what made us stronger.
Powerful.
Exactly. It was powerful. So what did they have to do? Destroy the black family structure. So then you take the black man out of the home, and now the black woman is forced to take the role of the black man. She's forced to step into her masculinity. And now she loses femininity, and when there's no femininity in the home, there's no peace. So now we're raising children without peace, and now these children are going out in the streets or looking for it in drugs and alcohol and other different places. So you also have women who are tapped into their masculine raising little girls who no longer know how to be feminine. So this is where we get the idea of the independent black woman. And now the man feels emasculated because now the black woman don't need him. So that's exactly where it started, and now we're still stuck in that chain, and we have yet to break it because we don't understand what's really going on underneath.
Wow.
It's an agenda.
Quick.
It's definitely an agenda from how I feel. I feel like, you know, the welfare system, that's what really created it. You know what I'm saying? Like, once that welfare system came in place, it was over with, you know what I'm saying, as far as that is concerned. So being that, you know, that happened, how do we rehabilitate ourselves in a relationship amongst each other as black men and women? Or do you feel like it's just too far gone? People are too big into diversity and inclusion nowadays. It doesn't even matter no more.
Of course it matters. Of course it matters. And I don't think that it's far gone. It's just that as black people in general, let's just take a step back from relationships for a second. But black people in general need to know who they are. We need to know where the hell we come from. If all you know about the black history is slavery, then you don't know enough. You got to go back way beyond that.
Yeah.
To the era where we were kings and queens, where we were the ones teaching the white folks the math and the science and the astronomy.
And it's true.
So that's not talked about a lot in our community. Why do you think is that? And
It's
then
all
Just
an
ignorant. They
agenda.
just don't know.
yeah, some don't know, and I feel like some do, but they keep it hidden in. And then
Right.
some keep it hidden in because you make money off ignorance.
You do.
So.
So on top of it being an agenda, because of course the white folks had to hide our own history from us. They had to burn our libraries. They had to rearrange the history books so that we're never taught these things as a child in the first place. So who gonna teach us? If
You're right.
if we were stripped from our homeland and we were denied resources, we were denied education, we were illiterate, how can we really truly pass on our history?
Mm-hmm.
So not only that, but then you're right, people are making money off of it. And then people get to a place where they are so comfortable in their truth that they don't want to know anything outside of it. I feel like I've had many conversations with people about the true history of Black people, and it goes against their truth, and they can't handle that.
So I actually did an ancestral test, and I actually found out that I have an ancestral lineage with King Pharaoh Ramses III. You know what I'm saying? Like
Wow.
that goes all the way back to East Africa. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like that type of stuff I feel like is important for us to know. You know what I'm saying? Because even though we say we're kings and queens, but when it shows in your DNA,
That
you
you
know what I'm
really
saying?
are.
It makes you know what I'm saying, want to get up and do something with yourself. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like we shouldn't shy away from getting our DNA tests and figuring out where we came from. Like with all this technology, like we don't want to do that.
Yeah. Because I mean, if you don't know that you were a king and queen, like if you don't know that you come from royal blood, from this beautiful Black blood, if you don't see your blood like that, then of course you aren't going to want better for yourself. Because this image that they portray of Black people is that we are lesser, we are inferior. Therefore, when we are faced with problems, we just think, okay, well, I guess this is just what it's supposed to be.
Yeah.
This is how I'm supposed to live life. We're having problems in relationships and we're like, oh, I guess Black men just ain't it. Or Black women just ain't it. But really, it's that we don't know who we are. And that's the problem. I think that the source to fixing the relationship between Black men and women is looking internally and figuring out what's wrong within us. Like, we're so quick to be like, oh, the Black man sucks. Okay, what about you? What do you need? You obviously you're having a string of dating problems, and there's one common denominator here.
Somebody got to be the problem.
Is you.
Right.
You will always attract what you are. So I always said when I was in the dating world, if I'm attracting somebody that's not for me, that means they're trying to make me see something about myself that I need to grow in. So that's why I took every single dating experience that I had as a learning lesson. Instead of writing them off as their trash, what in me attracted this person into my life in the first place? And then through evaluating that, I was able to improve in that area and ultimately attract the love of my life. But people don't do that.
Right.
They just write it off and then are quick to turn their back on relationships and Black love. Black love ain't dead. It's self-love that's dead. But we don't look at it like that.
So when did you get to this place to where you start transforming and you want to, change your mindset? Because a lot of women, it happened at every age. So ain't no number to that.
Yeah.
Some it happened. Some getting your space at 40.
Yeah.
Some women getting that mindset at 38. 35. So what drew you to that mindset?
Man.
Trials and tribulations.
Yes, we actually talked about this on the last episode of our podcast, and we were just talking about our past relationships. So Jamal and I, this is not our first time dating. We dated back in 2019, and it was a train wreck.
Y'all destined to be together.
Wow. So y'all
What that
broke
sound
up
like?
basically and came back together?
Yes, we were very, very, very toxic. But it's like we knew that this was the person that we wanted to be with, but we were just way too toxic that
For
we
each
just
other.
couldn't even do it. So when we broke up, I had to go on this deep spiritual self-love journey within myself, because I'm like, this is the relationship that I really wanted, and I was not even in a place to receive it. So what do I need to do in order to get to a place where when the next time a man comes along, the man of my dreams come along, I will be prepared for him? Because I was not prepared.
Yeah.
And he was not prepared for me either.
Right.
We were both just not knowledgeable about what we needed in order to have an effective relationship, and we both didn't love ourselves. So that's what sparked, that was the worst breakup of my life, but that's what sparked my self-love journey. So I'm very grateful for it.
That's what's up.
Hey, because usually, like, when a relationship breaks up, they're done.
Oh,
You know what
yeah.
I'm saying?
So-
Like, that comeback game was real strong. So what was something in your self-love that you found that brought you back, you know what I'm saying, with the love of your life?
So for me, it was my daddy issues. And that was the biggest thing, because my father and I did not have the best relationship growing up. So I always had this codependent relationship when it came to men. Like, there was a hole in my heart that my father left. So I was always trying to fill it with other men. So Jamal always felt like he had to father me. And that was a huge issue in our relationship, because he wanted me to be able to stand on my own. Like, contrary to popular belief, a lot of men do want that independent woman, but they want a woman that can stand on her own and also submit when necessary. But the problem was that I didn't know how to...
God damn. I wish I had a bell for that.
Exactly. Ding, ding, ding,
Horn,
ding,
what my
ding.
horn at, man?
But
For
the
real.
problem was that I didn't know how to stand on my own. And that's what I had to learn in my self-love journey, how to live by myself and how to support myself and how to walk away from situations even when they're not serving me, because I would just attach myself like a leech on the folks. And that's not healthy.
So you pretty much when necessary, so you were kind of like looking up to them as a father figure in a way,
Yeah.
even though you was with them.
Yeah.
Gotcha. They
Creepy,
could,
right?
yeah.
Bad,
I mean,
right?
mentally-
Well, that's not really too creepy, because I know guys
nah,
like
for real, you know.
guys who like date a woman, you know what I'm saying, they trying to look for their mama in them, like, because
Yeah.
they so used to seeing their mama act a certain way, you know what I'm
Yeah,
saying, they
yeah,
want to
yeah.
see
So it
can
can go
they do
both
the same
ways.
thing, you know.
Yeah. But it's still not healthy. You're supposed to, and this is the problem again with tearing apart the black families and what it's really doing to us. But we're not supposed to be like that. We're not supposed to go into these relationships with all of that baggage and that trauma and those holes. Like, one big thing that I had to find within myself is wholeness. Like, how do I be a complete person and accept the traumas that I've gone through while still being able to move forward and forgive and not allow it to define me as a person?
All right. That's deep.
So, like, talk about your podcast. What's the name of your podcast? And you have some merchandise too. Manifestation and Manifested, easy relationships only.
Yeah.
Talk about all that.
So we do, Jamal and I, we have a podcast called Black and Abundant Podcast. We are on all platforms, YouTube, Spotify, Apple Podcasts. You can find us everywhere. On top of that, I literally just closed my computer before coming here, designing Black and Abundant merch.
That's what's up.
So we officially have Black and Abundant merch on the website
Yeah.
at lovethehopedealer.com. You can also find these easy relationships only sweatshirts, t-shirts, all of that at lovethehopedealer.com too.
That's what's up, man. Y'all do your thing over
That's
there, though.
amazing. You know
I
what I'm
like
saying?
It's real organized and, step by step.
And it's a journey.
Yeah.
It's definitely a journey.
So what's the future? What holds for you all? Podcast, journey, just in general.
Ooh. Well, I mean, both of us have our own endeavors and then the things that we want to do together. But for me, like I said, I'm a relationships and self-love life coach. So I really just want to take that to the next level, because I didn't really start labeling myself as that until like a couple weeks ago. So right now I'm just gaining clients, gaining experience. I'm also releasing a course, hopefully by the end of the month.
Okay.
And it's going to be for women who are going through a breakup that want to find their own confident identity outside of their ex. So those women that are struggling with self-love and probably don't even know that that's the problem. Right. I'm also starting my public speaking career. So I have a speaking engagement in Auburn coming up, and I have a speaking engagement at a high school coming up. And I'm just open to
Really dope.
whoever wants to book me.
You're doing it.
I'm super excited. I'm just trying to get my feet wet, get it underneath my belt.
Yeah.
Like, public speaking has always been my dream. It is really what I want to do. I just want to travel the world and speak.
That's good.
And I got to shout out my bae back in the corner here. he is starting his credit repair business.
Okay.
So
Hey, shout out.
if anybody needs help getting their credit repaired, jscocapital.com. That's where he's at. And he also helps small business owners build the foundation for their LLC. So he will, it's a done for you service. He will put your whole LLC together and give you everything that you need in order to secure business funding on down the road.
It's already in motion?
Yep.
It's already? Okay.
Hey,
can go
man,
to
you
the
know what they
website
say?
today.
Yeah.
Life ain't easy. Just don't fuck up your credit.
Yeah.
Up your credit.
Man.
You'll be all right.
We've seen some horror stories. So
That's
but
what's
he'll
up.
get
Anything
right.
else you want to tell the people before we get ready to get up out of here?
Hey, work on loving yourself, man. If you don't do nothing else, if you did not take anything else from this talk, like, just learn how to love yourself. And if you need help on doing that, like, DM me, reach out to me at @ByNiaLove on Instagram. That is like my main platform. But reach out to me. Like, I would be happy to just talk with you, even if I don't charge you. You can always DM me.
Yeah.
So
For sure.
Yeah.
Nia Love, man, give it up for one more time. Nia Love. Yeah.
It's lit.
It's lit, man. You know where to follow us at Polar Jops, POLARJOQS. Q is happening.
Man, look at these colorways right here, man. Like,
Those are
feeling
nice.
lucky today.
Come on, man.
You know, lucky number 7. Shout out to
Yeah.
my boy 7 Nard, man.
7 Nard.
Sponsor for the night.
Yes, sir.
Got the nice hats. Make sure that y'all go follow my boy, man. Where can they follow, man, Ace?
7 Nard. 7 is SE7, like the number 7, EN_Nard, NARD. 7 Nard, man. Go follow my guy. He got your merch. Pullover just came in. You know, he getting ready for the winter time. You know it's going to be cold as hell this winter. So he putting you in the game. And also, too, Miss Nia got that merch, too, man. So
She got the merch, too.
like
There's a whole lot of black merch. Support black business
whole lot,
all
yes.
year. 2023, end of 2022. It's about to be lit, man.
Yes, sir. We'll see y'all next episode. Stay with it, and we out.